What's going on? You locked in with the Innovators YouTube. You already know I got the best interviews right here, man. I got my guy, Yoey The Fundraiser, in the studio. What's poppin'? How you doing?
Oh, man, I can't complain, man. A little drive out here, man. We made it.
I appreciate you for making the drive. First, I want to say that. Give the people your Instagram so they know where to follow you at.
Yoey, Yoey The Fundraiser. Just THE Fundraiser, you feel me?
Just to start off, let the people know where you're from.
I mean, originally I was born out there in Stockton, but then I lived in plenty of towns between Stockton and Sacramento. I lived in like the Lodi's and the Galts and all that type of shit in between there and shit, you feel me? And so I've been in and out, in and around, you feel me? I stayed out in Sac before plenty of times and shit like that. I've been moving all around.
What was it like growing up for you? Was your parents around? What was that like?
Man, Pops, he wasn't around like that, you feel me? He had, drug problems and incarceration problems himself. And Mom, she was always a nurse, you feel me? For my younger life, she worked at St. Joseph's Hospital in Stockton, you feel me? And she was always a nurse out there. But Pops, he would do his time and everything, you feel me? He recently passed away a couple of years ago and shit, you feel me?
Peace.
Yeah, he had an overdose problem too. He took some pills, some Oxycontin pills, and overdosed and shit, you feel me? And Mom, she always tried to keep us on the straight and narrow, but she was working a lot too, you feel me? She was working a lot, and I had my uncle. He would always kind of step in and raise me and shit, and I had like a lot of sisters, and they'd look after me and everything too, you feel me? So I always had a pretty cool family, you feel me? Life was cool until like I turned probably about like I would get into trouble a lot, you feel me? I was a trouble one, you feel me? I go out there and, drop rocks off the freeway and do a little crazy shit like that, you feel me?
I'm like, what?
Yeah, drop, do a little crazy shit like that, you feel me? But I always had like a lot of people around me who were, into a lot of shit, you feel me? By the time I was like 13, you feel me? I was kicked out of school for, slanging and shit like that. 14, same exact shit. I was on my way to juvenile hall already. You feel me? Little incarcerations here and there and shit. By the time I was like, I would get caught residential burglaries, tampering with vehicles, little shit just to come up on money, possession of drugs, you feel me? Shit like that. And then probably like around 14, I went to juvenile hall, got out for a couple of months, went back, and I went back for a bunch of charges and shit like that. And I fucking went. They told me my mom wasn't taking care of me right. They were like, how does he have all these charges and shit? You feel me? We're gonna put him in level A placement. This was all in Sacramento, and so I went to level A placement group home, but they didn't have like really room for me at the time. So I went from Kiefer, and then I was at girls' school for a little while, the Warren Thornton Center, and then I got in a little trouble right there. They moved me next door to like this Sacramento Assessment Center. You feel me? And I was out there waiting to go to a group home. But then my grandparents said that they'll take me, you feel me? They'll take me and everything like that. So we worked out some shit where I just had to do a little program right there. And then my grandparents, I was still a ward of the state, but my grandparents kind of took me over and shit like that, you feel me? That was kind of how it was.
How does a kid get into all the shit you was getting into though? Do you feel like it was just because your mom like wasn't able to fully like watch you all the time?
Bro, I was infatuated by it.
Okay.
I was like Menace to Society movies when I was young and shit, infatuated by it. Friday movies, all that shit. I wanted to smoke weed by like 8 years old. I wanted to, you feel me?
Yeah.
9, 10, you feel me? I wanted to do all that shit. I was thinking about home burglaries and shit when I was young. I thought that shit was tight. Playing Grand Theft Auto games and everything, you feel me? I thought that shit was tight. I was already ready to jump off the porch. And then I had a bunch of people around me who were already stepping foot off the porch and everything, you feel me? I had a bunch of solid individuals who kind of gained me up and showed me the way and everything like that. And shit, I learned a lot, you feel me? And I was into shit quick, you feel me? I'm like, busting powder down by 13 years old, popping pills out all night, fuck school, you feel me? All that type of shit, just kicking it, you feel me? Not a normal childhood that a lot of people live, you feel me? I'm living with, crackheads at the time and shit, you feel me? No lie, living with people who do drugs and they're letting me stay with them and shit because my mom can't really keep me. I'm dipping out, I have warrants and shit, you feel me? Hiding out at people's houses for hell long, all types of shit, you feel me?
When you're going through that in the moment, knowing that that's not a normal lifestyle for the average, 13, 14, or 50-year-old, like, does that cross your mind? I'm doing hella shit right now. Or you just like, you just in the moment, like, this is
Now I'm thinking it's normal, you feel me? Because back in those times, it was more normal, you feel me? Nowadays, everyone's like sheltered. Back then, everyone was outside. Everyone was outside getting into trouble, you feel me? Tweakers everywhere.
People went on Instagram and shit. It was just...
Yeah, everyone was outside. So out there, you know, hitting residential burglaries with the homies and shit like that, you feel me? Deboing fools for their bikes, you feel me? Taking fools sacks, like, hey, homie, I'm taking this shit, you feel me? Punking them and pretty much deboing fools and shit. That was the normal for us, especially with the youngsters and shit like that. We did people grimy back in those days, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, there's a lot more love nowadays, you feel me, than it felt like there was back then. Nowadays, people are more love. People were punking fools back then, you feel me?
Have you ever, like, ran into somebody you did shady back in the day as an adult?
Oh, hell yeah. For sure, you feel me? All the time.
It's all cool now, or like, what is
Sometimes it's all cool. Sometimes it's not, you feel me? I'm going to tell you, sometimes I've been into some situations and shit where it wasn't all cool, you feel me? And we had to get it active. But then sometimes, you feel me, a little dude who I, you know, robbed him for a half P or something. I see him at Walmart or something like that. I'm like, hey, bro, you know, I'm not getting down like that right now. I'm getting my money and shit, you feel me? And, you know, I don't even tell him that. He just knows that, you feel me? He ain't going to press no issue on me and shit like that. Usually I'm with a couple people, too. Yeah. So I'm mobbing with a couple people and shit. They're like, can we really approach this fool? Right, and they're a single man army and this fool's walking with 4 fools and shit, you feel me? So it's like, you know, I go a lot of places alone though too, you feel me? Period.
Yeah. I want to ask you this, you can say what you want to say, but like, as far as like gangbanging and politics, like what's like, how involved are you with that?
I mean, I always grew up around that shit and shit. I ain't gonna tell you like, you know, if you know everything about it and shit though, you feel me? But I was always around it and shit, you feel me? I always had people around it and shit like that, and I was always around every gang too, you feel me? It wasn't just, you know, one gang set. I was around all of them. There was one I favored, you feel me? I'm gonna tell it like that. I ain't gonna really position myself at the forefront of it or nothing, but there was one I favored, you feel me? But I was around all of them, you feel me? Like I told you, in juvenile hall, I'd be fucking with Bloods and everything like that, you feel me? My first cellmate in juvenile hall was some fool from Sac, you feel me? His name was Rail, you feel me? Pyru dude, you feel me? From East Sac. And cool dude and shit, you feel me? And he was gaming me up on a lot of shit though too. It's not like jail where you have to go with your race, where they're like, okay, you Mexican, you can go with Mexicans. Okay, you black, you go with blacks and shit. It's not like that up in juvenile hall. They just throw you in, especially in Kiefer.
In juvenile hall, everybody's with everybody.
Everybody's with everybody, you feel me? So they're throwing me in with blacks, they're throwing me in with Pyrus, they're throwing me in with everything, you feel me? So I'm gaming up from all them, you feel me? They're used to that, and it's all cool and everything like that, you feel me? So we fucking around up in there, hella funny and shit, you feel me? Cracking jokes and everything. You know, the day room wasn't all divided like in jails and shit, you feel me? It was kind of just like a bunch of kids up in a little program.
So when you're getting integrated into the actual jail system, was it very different for you to know, like, to see like how segregated it became at that?
I already knew, you feel me? I'd have homies that came home from jail and like prison and shit and just educate the fuck out of me and shit. They'd be like, this is how it goes in prison, fool. This is how it goes and shit, you feel me? Okay, this is what it's gonna go. You do this, that. And it changed a lot too, you feel me? And you would just learn hella shit from homies who took that hike already to prison, and they'll game you up on the streets already. So you kind of knew what was going for. When I went to jail, you feel me? My first time going to jail, I went to RCCC, you feel me? That was the first place I went. I was outside of Sacramento and shit. And no. First time I went to the main jail, you feel me? First time I actually just sat down for a cool minute was RCCC, and I did like 448 North, you feel me? And I was up in there and shit, and it was, you know, when it was going, and that was a cool little pod and shit like that, you feel me? It was active. Motherfuckers getting off, all that types of shit and shit like that. So I accustomed pretty quick, you feel me? It wasn't too much different than juvenile hall and shit, and it was pretty chill and shit like that, you feel me? But I learned real quick and shit about incarceration, all that shit. And it's not some place where I want to be. I hate incarceration, you feel me? I'm out here. I like to eat, you feel me? Like a king, you feel me? I like to have money. I like to smoke blunts. I like to do my thing and shit. Incarceration's for the birds. But I did all that shit when I was younger, so I don't got to do it when I'm older like that, you feel me? I've had my times, my little terms in jail and shit like that, you feel me? But like right now, I've been fighting a couple cases through these last years, little tiny ones, you feel me? Nothing crazy that I'm going to go to prison for or nothing, you feel me? But little stupid shit I do when I lose my anger.
What's the longest term you've served?
I would have to say juvenile hall. I would have to honestly say, because I did months and months in juvenile hall, you feel me? I would do like 3 months, and then I'd get out for a couple months, you feel me? And then I would go do 4 months, and then they'd have me down for that group home shit where they're trying to tell me to do 9 months right there and shit. So, and this is all like I'm in a matter of a year and a half, I'm barely out like 2 months and shit like that, you feel me? And I'm just constantly back. And if not, I'm on ankle monitor, you feel me? So I would say I did a lot of time as a juvenile, you feel me? I did a lot of time as a juvenile, so it kind of gave me up.
Overall, like looking at the time you spent when you was incarcerated, like, how would you describe that time? Do you feel like, did you learn something from that time, or like, what were you? Of course, when you get out, you don't want to go back. So like, what's your mindset when you're in the situation, knowing that you're gonna get out soon?
Man, I was always sharp. I always didn't want to go back. You feel me? If I went back, it was just because when I was young and dumb and shit. I was always trying to be smart on my shit. And if I would get caught with like a little hammer or something like that, I would take the rap that I got. You feel me? Like recently, I just caught a little case because I fucked somebody's shit up a little bit. You feel me? I fucked some shit up at their spot and shit like that. You feel me? And got a little bit too hyper and shit like that. And they got me with a little shit. You feel me? Trying to get me on a little felony vandalism and shit. But just on that. And then before that, I had like a little. When people were getting them cards and shit, I got in a little trouble with them EDDs and shit, though. You feel me?
What happened with that? Can you say?
I can't really talk too much. I'll incriminate myself. They'll refile me. You feel me? I feel. But I pushed through that too and shit. And that was out in Nevada too, so that shit was cool down too.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I'll just say you were definitely you were probably not the only person that got into a situation with that shit.
Yeah, man,
everybody was.
And shit.
Yeah,
luckily,
everybody's fucking with that.
My boy who I was with, who got caught with me, you feel me? He got blasted off to the pen and shit, though. No lie, you feel me? And he was already on parole when he was doing that shit. You feel me? He's locked up right now for that same exact shit. You feel me? And I'm out here slithering because he got caught with way more than me. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it real with you. You feel me? He got caught with a gang of them motherfuckers, and they try to hype his charges up hella. You feel me? But free my bro, man.
So when did you get into music and wanted to rap?
Man, I kind of always fuck with music, and I had hella people who did music around me and shit like that. But when I started doing it serious, like I was trying to fuck with it like 18, 19, like fresh out of high school and shit, I was trying to fuck with it and shit, you feel me? But then, like I started fucking with people and shit, and then, I had a couple little banger songs that I was known for and shit like that, you feel me? So I was on my way, but I still didn't take it too serious. I was still making money off the streets, and, I was going through shit though, you feel me? Like, my grandpa died and shit. My grandpa died, and I was staying with him at the time, and then I was just like flat on my ass. I was broke, you feel me? I was broke, I had nothing. And so, and I had nowhere to go either, you feel me? So I was like, okay, I gotta do something, you feel me? So now I stepped up a lot from there. I got a house, I got, I pay my bills and everything like that. I'm not scattering for spots. I stayed at my house for plenty of years and everything like that, you feel me? Now, I'm on my grown man shit now, but, back then I was not taking music serious because I had to make money for them bills. Yeah. I had to be hustling 24/7 and shit, and I was doing music, 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, you feel me? I think the last couple of years I'm trying to step it up even more.
Was there a specific moment where you say, I'm taking it serious now? This is what I'm going to do?
I mean, there's been a couple times where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get up in this shit, though. And I always had the connections, and I always had people around me. I could have done more, and I've had hella opportunities to do more that I kind of blew. I kind of blew a lot of opportunities where I could have got myself some more bread and shit like that, or got myself in a better position. Probably had way more streams than I did now. But I think that, after after the passing of TrifeGang Rich, I really want to step it up, you feel me? When TrifeGang Rich died and shit, you feel me? I was like, we stepping it up, you feel me? We gonna start releasing more music and shit, and we gonna bring them a whole new little style, and we gonna get right.
Can you tell me more about your relationship with TrifeGang Rich, and like how long you know him, and like he was really going up? You was really putting me on with him and his music, and like I'm like, yeah, he was going crazy.
Yeah, I had to show you feel me? Because
it's for sure.
It's either you heard of him or you haven't, you feel me? And he was getting up there, you feel me? But yeah, my relationship with him was man, me and him were since Sandbox, you feel me? Since we was young, you feel me? We was rocking, and honestly, you feel me? Hold up. Honestly, I known him since he was a youngin'. Since I was older than him, you feel me? Since he was like 13 years old and shit like that, you feel me? And he jumped off the porch and he was like, hey, man, I'm trying to rock with you guys and shit. And I always seen the spunk in him. I always seen he was a good dude, solid head on his shoulders, everything like that. So I'm like, yeah, man, come through. And then through the years, we weren't even rapping, you feel me? We was just trapping together, kicking it together, everything and shit. And he was doing the rap shit. He was trying to get me a little bit more serious on the rap shit at the time, too. So then I got a little bit more serious. And me and him dropped a mixtape on that Piff and like 2012 or 13 and shit like that. Like a long time ago, we dropped a mixtape. we would always rock with each other. We'd always have each other on each other's albums and everything like that. But we were more like on a brother to brother level. You feel me, man? Like, you know, here's a shoulder you could cry on, homie, and then you feel me. I got here likewise. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we'd always fuck with each other like that and shit. You feel me? But man, through the years, he's like a brother to me, bro. Like even his fam, you feel me? His dad, much respect to his dad and everything like that too. And you know, I fuck with bro tough. You feel me? Like that's like family to me. You feel me? That's like family, and you know, I really respect his name and everything. I try to keep it clean.
Is there any? Can you talk about, if you want to, like his passing, like how he passed and all that situation?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, enough times when it went by and everything. You feel me, man? He was struggling. He was struggling with some shit. You feel me? Struggling with some addictions and shit. You feel me? And you know, they got the best of him and shit like that. You feel me? He had a hard life. You feel me? He had a hard life and shit. You feel me? Not totally hard. You feel me? But he had a pretty hard life. You feel me? Going to prison and all that times and everything like that. You feel me? Shit wasn't just smooth for him. You feel me? He was back and forth to prison and shit. You feel me? And depression. Depression's one hell of a thing.
Depression's real.
Depression's real, you feel me? And I think that a lot of it was depression. A lot of it was, you know, a lot of stuff that he was going through and shit, you feel me? And you could hear it in his music, you feel me? You could hear that shit in his music and shit, you feel me? And I think that he honestly, honestly, I can't say anything because I wasn't there that day, you feel me? I don't know what was really going on, you feel me? I was there the day he passed away, you feel me? I slid through the spot and everything, slid through his house and everything, you feel like, the right away, you feel me? I was the first one. His neighbor called me like, hey bro, something's going on with your boy next door and shit like that. So he's like, hella ambulance and cops and everything like that. So I was like, what the fuck? I gotta get over there, see what's going on and shit. I had to see what was going on immediately. And, you know, it was just horrible news, you feel me? And it made me sick. Yeah. It made me sick, you feel me? Really, that shit made me sick. And, you know, I felt it. I just felt that shit inside myself, you feel me? I felt it like, damn, bro, I really lost bro like that, you feel me? And shit like that, you feel me? But, you know, I think it was just a simple mistake, you feel me? Or a simple, you know, bad luck.
Yeah. Where do you feel that he would be if he was still around making music right now? Do you feel like he would be one of the biggest rappers coming out of like the Sacramento area?
Yeah, coming out of the, like really, he's from Woodbridge, you feel me? He's from out of Lodi and shit, you feel me? Like right outside of Lodi and shit, you feel me?
How far is that from like Sacramento?
Like 25 minutes, 30 minutes and shit, like nothing too far and shit like that. You feel me? Right outside Stockton though, Stockton, Lodi.
Oh, okay. It's more closer towards Stockton.
Yeah. And fucking honestly, you feel me? He would have been out there, you feel me? Out of the NorCal artists, you feel me? He would have been up there. Like, bro was doing his thing, you feel me? His numbers were reaching. People were fucking with him. They were fucking with his flow. They were fucking with everything about him, you feel me? And I just, shit. I mean, it was in the height of his career when all that shit happened and shit, though. But, honestly, I'm cool out there, too, brother. But, honestly, I know that he would have been way farther than, you know, a lot of motherfuckers, you feel me? He was doing his thing, you feel me? He would have been up.
Nah, for sure. I see that he was going up. I see y'all got countless tracks together and shit, so I know that's somebody you was really locked in with.
Oh, really yeah. Way deeper than the music. Way deeper, you feel me?
Rest in peace, TrifeGang Rich. And you still keeping his shit alive? Still.
Yeah. I turned in that last album, the Gold Toes and shit, you feel me? And we dropped that last one and everything like that, you feel me? He still do got music that can be dropped, you feel me? You know, he still got music that can be dropped, and he was doing his thing, and you know, we just gotta keep the respect on his name, you feel me, and everything like that, you feel me? Bro was a good soul. He was a good soul, and now he got still people from the TrifeGang holding it down, like Money and Celly and G's and all them, you feel me, man? They still holding it down over there and shit. They dropping music, they doing that shit the right way, you feel me? And you know, shouts out to all them for sure.
Now I rock with that heavy. Before we got on the TrifeGang Rich topic, you talked about, you said there were moments that you blew or moments you missed out on money. Is there a moment that you can share with me that you might have like made a mistake or like lost opportunity?
Yeah, I had at one point, I had a meeting set up with Ghazi himself. I was supposed to just sign the Empire early too, you feel me? And I didn't show up. Today, you feel me? And that was one of the ones, you feel me? But, I mean, there's probably so many moments like that, you feel me, where I could have been in the building with someone, rubbed shoulders with someone, you feel me? And I just didn't go, you feel me? Based on, you know, if I just had a lot going on, if I just thought, hey, money's more important right now and shit, you feel me? I blew off a lot of opportunities and shit like that.
Why did you not make the Empire meeting?
I think at the time, bro, I'm not going to lie. At the time, I think I just didn't show up, bro. I just wasn't serious, you feel me? I think this was like, early, like 2016, 17 or something, you feel me, early on, and I just didn't show up, bro, and it's just like, you feel me, and then it was like, it was unable to reach Gazi and all them, you feel me, after that, you feel me, it was hard, you feel me, so that first time, if I would have got on Empire early back then and shit like that, you feel me, it might have been different, you feel me, I might have had more of a priority over there and shit like that. I might have showed them that I could do a little bit more, you feel me, they might have made some plays to put more money in my pocket, keep me serious about this shit, you feel me. And yeah, that was one of them for sure.
Nah, that makes sense. Though. I feel like a lot of people deal with that, especially when they're first getting into music. And they might be involved in the streets or however they're making their money. Sometimes it's hard to fully be both feet down in music, 10 toes down in music, when that's not what's keeping your bills paid.
Exactly,
you feel me?
exactly.
That's actually a big factor with a lot of rappers, because it's like, everybody's not making fucking Drake money when they start rapping.
Oh, hell no.
Some people will never make that money.
Yeah.
But you still got to provide for yourself. You have kids, you have family, you got parents.
It's a hustle, you feel me? You got to keep getting deeper into the hustle, you feel me? No hustles, barely any hustles pop off overnight, you feel me? Some people, it takes 10 years, 15 years of doing music to get that hot song that blows them up and boosts them out the water and shit like that, you feel me? And it takes some time sometimes, you feel me?
Your name, Yoey The Fundraiser. How did you come up with that?
When I was young, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie, I had them bags for sale. They call me Yola, you feel me? Instead of Jojo or Joseph or Joey, all the names they call me and shit, you feel me? They start calling me Yoey or Yola, shit like that, you feel me? Hey, Yoey was good, you feel me? And I always had it and shit like that. So then it was like a childhood nickname too, you feel me? When I was young, they used to call me that shit though, you feel me? And then you feel me? I was thinking about it one day, fundraiser, you feel me? I really am a fundraiser and shit, you feel me? I should make my rap name a 3 thing, you feel me? Yoey The Fundraiser, you feel me? That's what I should do, you feel me? I raise funds, you feel me? I'm trying to raise funds, not spend them. I'm trying to raise them. I'm Scrooge McDuck over here. Let's stack it up to the roof, you feel me? For a rainy day. The apocalypse is coming, man. Let's get right. And so it's like, you feel me? Honestly, you feel me? That's really how I got the name. I just put it all together. I was like, oh, that shit's cool. Let's fuck with it.
How important do you think that is for people to stack up money for a rainy day?
Oh, super important. Like, to keep it real, you could be down on your ass, you feel me? And if you don't have no money stacked up, you feel me? You catch cancer and shit, you feel me? That's why a lot of these celebrities and shit can beat cancer and shit like that, because they have this money stacked up, or they have money that they could pay, you feel me? Most jobs ain't gonna cover you hella fully. You're gonna get some chemotherapy, possibly a surgery and shit like that, but if it continues to go on, yeah, you're going to be stuck on your own, you feel me? That bag can help you in a lot of ways. You can't pay your rent, you feel me? What are you going to do? Go on the overpass? Ask people for motherfucking spots at their house?
Yeah.
Can I sleep on your couch and shit? It's just not going to work. You need money. Money's not everything in the world, you feel me? But you need it to survive, for sure.
Do you think money should bring happiness?
It does bring happiness, for sure, you feel me? It does. When people get a bag, you feel me, they get happy, you feel me? If they just called you and told you have 50,000 right now and shit, you feel me? You'd be happy. I don't think anybody would be mad about money, you feel me? It brings happiness, and you can, but it's not the root of all happiness, for sure, you feel me? I would trade all my money for my kids, you feel me, right now, you feel me? I'll go broke right now for my kids, you feel me? Because they make me more happier than the money, you feel me? So, it's prioritized.
It's definitely a weird dynamic with money, because it's like, you don't want it to be your root of all happiness, but at the same time, you're right though. Somebody call you for 20 bands, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Hell yeah.
So that's 20 bands you didn't have.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's like a lot of people sacrifice their life. You feel me? Their time, their everything for money. You feel me?
Live their life, live and die to make money.
Imagine that old construction worker who's been working for 20 years, his back's all fucked up. Discs have slipped hella times, you feel me? His knees are all knee replacement surgeries and shit. He just threw away his whole health those last 20 years from 30 to 50 being a construction worker for that bag.
Not straight up.
And now he has to go to the medical clinics and all this type of shit, you feel me? Or he probably has good insurance and shit, and he has to go there to get his knees fixed, his back fixed. He's living in pain every day because he got that bag for 20 years, you feel me? He got that retirement bag. So it's like, is it worth your health? Is it worth deteriorating your body for it? Is it worth fucking you up, going out there working a hard-ass job and shit and having back problems, knee replacement surgeries and all that to get a bag? That's for you to decide, you feel me?
You're right. Some people it is, some people it's not. Have you ever had a normal job?
Normal job, you feel me? Like, I'm not a dude who works a normal job. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I fucking had one at a gun range before, and then hella years ago I worked at a gun range for a minute. And then after that, I worked with my boy. He had a cell phone company and shit, you feel me? And I worked with him for a minute and shit, and I just would sell and make cool money and everything like that. But nah, I never really had like a normal job, bro. I'm one of those fools who don't work, you feel me? I'm one of those fools who years go by and I just don't work, you feel me? I make my money, you know, elsewhere and shit, you feel me? I don't really be working
I ain't mad
9
at
to 5,
you for
you
sure.
feel me?
To get into the music, you got some records with a lot of people. First, I wanted to ask you about how you connected with San Quinn, OG out of San Francisco. You already know.
Oh, San Quinn, you feel me? Me and him started fucking around together when he lived in Sac, you feel me? And immediately, me and him just clicked, you feel me? It was just like, you know, what's up, Quinn? It was good and shit, to the point where he was pulling up to my spot, I was pulling up to his spot, you feel me? Bro, you know, you trust me, you feel me? You trust me in a big way, I would trust him in a big way, you feel me? I would take him around with me through my hoods, through my sections and shit, you feel me? And likewise, he'd take me around with him through his little sections and his hoods and shit. And we just clicked, you feel me? We started working on an album together, you feel me? And we was just working. But really, like, I had some partners when I was like young, and they was doing like hella shit for San Quinn and Keek's album and all them and shit like that. So they was pulling up like way before that and shit, and I was seeing them and shit like that. But when me and Quinn really had our relationship, that shit was, you know, it was different, you feel me? And bro was cool, you feel me? I've met everyone, all his kids, everything like that, you feel me? Bro had to run somewhere. He's like, hey, watch Little Man real quick, you feel me? I would, you feel me? And so it was good, you feel me? Me and him had a good relationship and shit. He's a real dude, too. I fuck with Quinn, you feel me? Yeah. And it's like I fucked with Quinn so much. At the time, I was having, when the time I connected with Quinn, I was having Messy Marv do a hosting on a CD and everything for me at the time and shit, you feel me? Well, Quinn and Mess weren't fucking with each other like that. And Quinn never told me, like, hey, bro, don't fuck with them or nothing like that, you feel me? But I was just like, hey, bro, I'm gonna trash that CD, you feel me? I ain't gonna do it with the Mess, you feel me? Because I'm fucking with Quinn hard like that, you feel me? And I mean, I love Mess, you feel me?
You
Mess
ended up trashing the whole CD?
I ended up, not the whole CD, I used songs and everything like that, but his intros and the, you know, the hook he had, everything like that, yeah, I just didn't fuck with it at the time and shit, you feel me? I was like, you know, I'm fucking with Quinn, what do I look like, you feel me? Nah. And I'm built on that loyalty shit. And it was nothing
against, that sound like loyalty to me.
Yeah, it was nothing built like a fucked up against motherfucking Mess or nothing, you feel me? I grew up slapping Mess. Everyone knows Mess was a fucking legend out here, you feel me? He was doing his thing, but he was also going bad at the time, you feel me? You could see him deteriorating and shit like that, you feel me? And I'm just like, you know, this fool's fucking doing some outrageous shit. He's getting on a lot of people's nerves. Maybe it's not best to put this out right now and shit like that.
A little rampage.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm fucking with Quinn too, you feel me? So it's like, you know, we definitely not putting that out.
I can respect Quinn though for not being like, because sometimes you're in that situation, the other person's like, man, if you fucking with them, I ain't fucking with you. So
oh, yeah.
Make a decision.
He knew people was like, you know, fucking with both of them, you feel me? They're from out there both in Frisco. People grew up with both of them, you feel me? They always had people in inner circles of both of them and shit like that. And he never told me, don't fuck with Messy or nothing like that. He never said that, you feel me? That fool, I just did that just on the strength because I was fucking with him and shit like that, you feel me? And I jumped on with him and I just felt the vibe and the connection. And I ain't gonna do bro like that, you feel me? That shit ain't cool.
Yeah. You also got tracks with Celly Ru, a couple of tracks with Celly Ru.
Oh, Celly Ru, yeah.
How did you and Celly Ru get connected?
Oh, bro, back in the day, like, when we was young, we like, played football, and I remember from football and shit, they'd be like, Marcel, you feel me, blah, blah, hit him on that, and then, like, Juvenile Hall, you feel me, I was up in there, and I was fucking with fools from East Sac, his hood, and everything like that, but really, me and him connected, like, you know, before him connecting with Mozzy and all that, me and him was working on a CD just on the strength and shit, you feel me? We were like, hey, let's work on a CD and shit, you feel me? Me and him was fucking around on a CD, and he'd pull up on me, you feel me? We'd drink juice, you feel me? Fuck around, work on songs and shit like that. And I pull up on him out there, you feel me? And then we just started like doing a CD together, you feel me? And we was working on a CD, and then he never shot music videos like that, you feel me? I didn't either, you feel me? Music videos were just getting popping. It's like 2011, 2012 or something like that. And then he started shooting them videos and shit, and I was using some dude, because I shot like a feature video at the time or something like that. But my first video was me, him, and TrifeGang Rich. You feel me? TrifeGang Rich came with the hook, and we were fucking with him when he was young and shit. We're like, oh, that shit's hard. You feel me? And so me, Celly Ru, and TrifeGang Rich shot a video. You feel me? And the shit went crazy. You feel me? People were fucking with it tough and everything like that. And yeah, that shit worked out. You feel me? That shit worked out. But then after a while, you feel me, man, he was fucking with Mozzy and shit. And I saluted him for fucking with Mozzy and shit. You feel me? Honestly, that's a good move for him and everything like that. You feel me? And he made his way, up like that. And it ain't nothing but love. He's always been a real dude to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Celly Ru always been a real one to me and shit. It's always been respect and nothing but that. You feel me? And like even like through the recent years, I pull up on him. A couple years ago, I pull up on him, serving some trees and shit. He throw me some CDs, merch, everything. You feel me? It's always been love. You feel me? He'll call me out of nowhere. You feel me? It was good. So bro's always been cool. You feel me? I always respected bro and everything. You feel me? It's been good.
Nah, I'll rock with that. I've interviewed Celly Ru 2 times. He a solid dude for sure. You also got tracks with CML. Like, how did y'all two get connected?
CML, I mean, like, I was fucking with, like, I've always fucked with little fools from, like, his hood, you feel me? Younger fools when I was in juvenile hall and shit, you feel me? I fuck with some fool named, like, Chig, you feel me? Hella funny and shit like that, you feel me? I fuck with hella fools when I was young who would just be locked up from his hood. But then, like, I was in his hood, too, you feel me? In his streets and shit. I'd even be, like, pulling up on, like the Aspen apartments and shit, like Savannah and G Parkway and shit. I had somebody who stayed right there and shit. So I'd meet people out there, fuck around. I had people who already lived around there and shit. And so, it was just a Mando link up. And I pulled him up, and it was right when he got out of prison. And he pulled up on me out there in Lodi. And we fucked around. He wanted to shoot the video to the song we did too and shit, but we didn't shoot the video that night. But we fucked around, knocked the song out. And it was good, you feel me? And we was in like, right in the verps of like where we were right in the middle of like where hella essays are and hella northerners are and shit. And he's like, where the blacks out, there's not really too many out here, you feel me, and shit. So we good, you feel me? And we was out there just working and everything was good, you feel me? And it was a good relationship with him too. But I can say nothing but good things about CML too, man.
Did you ever feel like you got any backlash for working with CML?
I probably Celly Ru and all them probably didn't like that too much, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they was just like, what the fuck, these fools be cool with that. I don't know, you feel me? I don't know for sure, you feel me? But them sack politics, but I ain't really in their politics, you feel me? I ain't in their politics whatsoever, you feel me? So it's just like, they shouldn't get mad, you feel me? Shit should be good, you feel me? But you never know, you feel me? But I just be like, hey bro, I ain't in your politics and shit, you feel me? Like, if you fuck with, whoever you fuck with or whatever, I know you doing that on the strength of yourself too, you feel me?
Yeah. Have you ever, like, had any beefs?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I've had hella beefs, you feel me? I've had motherfuckers sliding in my spot, you feel me? Cracking windows, you feel me? I've had motherfuckers shooting at me. I've had you name it, you feel me? Like this right here, all these scars, I don't know if you can see on the video and shit, all these scars, they're by some OGs and shit. Not even OGs, you feel me? Those fools were no good, you feel me? Those fools were pieces of shit, for really, you feel me? But they were older, you feel me? They were like 36, you feel me? And I was like, 18 and shit like that, you feel me? And, some shit went down. Those fools got robbed and shit, you feel me? They was catching me slipping and shit like that. They caught me slipping. I was in my little slippers and shit, you feel me? Walking up the street. And I had a car right there, though, too, you feel me? And those fools came at me with bats and bricks or whatever, you feel me? And fucked me up and bat my shit hella times. And sometimes they would hit me and my head wouldn't crack, you feel me? Sometimes they hit me with the bat and it would just swell my shit up, hit me in the elbow or the arm and shit. But then other times it'd hit and it'd connect and it'd splat my shit, you feel me? Split my shit. That's why I got the multiple scars right there. And they fucked me up. No lie, you feel me? They got me, you feel me? But at the end of the day, you feel me? I mean, I caught a case behind that too, you feel me? I had to get my retaliation, caught a case behind that and shit, you feel me? And that's water under the bridge now, you feel me? But it was ugly, you feel me? It was getting ugly for a minute.
You went to the hospital?
Like... Oh, hell yeah, I had to go to the hospital. Some Asian lady came running out, and she's like, stop hitting him. The dude who's hit me over the head with the bat, he seen so much blood, he threw up on the scene of the crime, too, you feel me? And
What?
Yeah, hell yeah, he threw up on the scene of the crime, you feel me? And like, no lie, my partner's running from down the street, you feel me? He's running from down the street trying to help me and shit, you feel me? He's seen the whole thing happen, but from down the street, and he was trying to keep up with how we were running and everything like that, you feel me? But I got my ass whooped for a couple minutes and shit, you feel me? Got fucked up and shit. And they were older than me, you feel me? And those fools were like tweakers and shit, though. They were weirdos, you feel me? Weirdos, they got me.
So, like, you said you had to get, like, a retaliation for that. And that's always been street code, you would say, where if someone does something to you, you have to retaliate.
Yeah. I mean, first time I got out of him, I caught a case. I put a strap out on them, and they all took off running. But there was kids with them and everything. You feel me? I was kind of like reckless with it, and I caught a case for that. You feel me? And I accepted everything that I got with that case and everything like that. You feel me? But yeah, man, what goes around comes around, man. And, if karma don't hit you first, I'm gonna hit you second.
Only reason I asked you because like that's the street code right there. But then it's like, do you feel like there's ever times where people just let shit go?
Oh, hell yeah. There's a bunch of weak ass motherfuckers out there. You feel me? They just let shit go. You feel me? But I mean, I think
I can. Anybody in that situation can fully understand why you would want your get back.
You might get backs, you feel me, for sure. But there's a bunch of motherfuckers out there who ain't gonna get that get backs and shit. And there's nothing to them. Some people grow. Some people have families. Some people have kids and shit. You feel me? Some people don't want to throw their life away and shit. And I feel you. You feel me? And I no respect to you and shit. Like, no drop of respect to you or nothing like that. You feel me? But me, it makes me hard to sleep at night. You feel me? I think about it. You feel me? I think about it every like 3 to 6 months and shit. If the motherfucker's still walking around, or let's find this motherfucker. You feel me? And shit like that. I never, got the foo get backs and shit like that. But I got my little issue and it's over. You feel me? It's squashed from there.
I just like for example, like when say like a rapper dies or when people die, people be like, fans are quick to be like, especially like rappers that are about gangster shit. They're quick to say like, why y'all not sliding or why nobody sliding? But I be thinking like, in that case, you would be the first person they'll come look for if some shit happens.
I'm not gonna lie, right now crime is real fucked up because there's ring cameras, there's cameras everywhere and shit. I mean, I got a case right now getting caught on a ring camera, you feel me? And so I got caught on a ring camera and shit, you feel me? And that shit's going around right now and shit. So I'm learning too, like, hey bro, this ain't the early 2000s and shit, you feel me? This ain't 2008, 2010 and shit. There's cameras everywhere, you feel me? And they are trying to hit you and see you, and you will get caught doing some hot shit nowadays, you feel me? And it's only a matter of time. And they catch you like 5-6 months later, you feel me? A lot of fools who do hot shit and shit, sometimes you think you got away with it, you feel me? You doing the dance, everything. 5-6 months later, the detective's been working on it the whole time, and they whack you and shit like that. That's why, you feel me? I'm getting to my age where, you feel me, I still push a hard issue, you feel me? I do. And there's still some fools who I chase in traffic and trip off of and everything too. But I'm kind of calmed down a little bit right now, you feel me? I'm smooth with it, you feel me? And everything like that.
Do you feel like having kids slowed you down in any way?
Oh, for sure. My 2 sons, you feel me? Them motherfuckers changed my life, bro. They really did and shit. I didn't know how crazy it was gonna be to be a father, you feel me? And that shit, it woke me up and shit. I realized I have 2 sons, especially me. I'm active in my kids' life every day, you feel me? Every day I'm active with them, you feel me? I'm everything. They look at me as a superhero, you feel me? And I gotta, even if I got blood on my hands, you feel me? They still think I'm a superhero, you feel me? And that's for real. Yeah,
I think that's the beauty in having like such a young mind and that you're like growing with is they won't. I don't feel like little kids are as judgmental as older people. They like, you can come in the house from whatever situation, they probably have no idea what you was up to.
Yeah. As long as I'm in dad mode when I'm around, I'm super cool. You feel me? We watching our cartoons, playing our video games and chilling. They cool, man. They good. You feel me? We eating good, everything.
Did you ever have a relationship with Mozzy or like any stories about with Mozzy? Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, Mozzy one time he I could say he's real for this, you feel me? He threw a picture up with some fool who ratted on me, you feel me? And I got him in paperwork and everything, you feel me? And bro threw a picture up with them. And he was a known dude who was doing shows like in Sacramento and everything like that, you feel me? And he didn't know that dude ratted on me or nothing like that, you feel me? But the dude was known, and he probably boosted Mozzy's head, hey bro, this is me, this is what I'm doing, everything. Mozzy throws a picture up with him, fool. It hurts me, fool. It's like a shot to my hole, like a hole in my heart. Like, what the fuck? This fool just threw a picture up with this fool and shit. So I'm tripping, you feel me? And I'm like, damn, fool. Get on the phone with Mozzy and shit, like, hey bro, you just threw a picture up with some fool who ratted on me and shit, you feel me? And Mozzy gets mad at first, you feel me? And maybe because of how I came at him a little bit and everything like that, but he took the picture down immediately, you feel me? And I can say he's a real one for that, you feel me? He's a real one for that, you feel me? He ain't trying to have no tarnish up on his name or nothing like that either, you feel me? Yeah. And so he did me right, he did me justice, so it ain't nothing but love for Mozzy too, you feel me, man? It ain't nothing but love for him. He's doing his thing.
Can you speak on the situation at all of being snitched on, or is there anything you want to say about that?
I've been snitched on a few times, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie, but there's a lot of cases that I got with other people and I didn't get snitched on though too. But Yeah, it sucks. You feel me? This fool didn't snitch on me right away. You feel me? The fool who I'm talking about right there, he didn't snitch on me right away. The DA hit his house, and then he gave him a full statement. You feel me? He didn't snitch on me right away. The district attorney hit his house and shit, and then that's when he started talking. Oh, ever since I've been hanging out with him, my life's been going down, and this is what's going on. Yeah, bro. And I was like, this was a cornball fool. This was a fucking clown. You feel me?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there was a fool who I kicked it with like that, like on a, and he's still, you know, pretty known in Sacramento and shit. He's just a rat. You feel me? I'm just like, fuck you. You feel me? I keep it cool, man. I ain't gonna give that fool no exposure and nothing. I ain't tripping off it too hard myself. It's been hella years now. You feel me?
That is real shit though. That Mozzy took the picture. Now.
Yeah, that was real shit. You feel me? And that's nothing but respect too. You feel me? I think on the three-way it was me, him, and Celly Ru. We're all on the three-way. You feel me? Just chopping it up. You feel me? And that fool did it righteous. You feel me? Took the picture down and everything. You feel me? Immediately too. Not no 3 hours. Let's get this promotion. Now he immediately took it down. You feel me? He's like, thanks for letting me know. You feel me? It was good.
Nah, I respect that for sure. Also, see you got a relationship with AWAX.
AWAX, yeah. So I mean, with AWAX, my boy King Louie, you feel me? He was doing the videography and shit like that, you feel me? And he was fucking with Wax heavy. He was fucking with a lot of big people out here, fucking around with doing a lot of good things, you feel me? And with his videography, but that fool was fucking with AWAX and shit. So me and AWAX were always kind of linked in with him, you feel me? Like LinkedIn, and he'd go over there, you feel me? AWAX be talking to him on the phone, you feel me? We'd be like, hey, me and AWAX did a song, hey, let's shoot the video through Louie or something like that. We always talking about shit like that, you feel me? But then when TrifeGang Rich came out, you feel me? TrifeGang Rich was like, okay, it was at King Louie's funeral. I think is when Rich met AWAX, you feel me? Or somewhere around that time, you feel me? When King Louie died. And then those fools started rocking hella heavy. Rich was going out there with AWAX and staying out there with that fool for, moments at a time and shit like that. And he was fucking around out there. But Wax too, you feel me? He's a smart individual, you feel me? He's been doing his thing. He's a lyricist, you feel me? And it ain't nothing but respect for AWAX, you feel me? That fool's doing his thing and shit. I mean, he's just on that new project that I dropped too, you feel me? And him and TrifeGang Rich and shit, and that shit, I mean, he's a smart individual, and ain't nothing but love for Wax, you feel me? That's for real.
Is there anybody that you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
That I want to work with. See, me, I'm just a dude that if somebody comes up in my face, you feel me, and we have a connection or we could work, you feel me, let's work and shit like that, you feel me? Sometimes there'll be a new hot artist and shit, and I'll be like, okay, I got to get him up on some shit or fuck around and shit. But a lot of times it's just mutual meetings and fuck around and shit like that. But I don't know. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm old school, you feel me? If I could work with anybody, you feel me, I'm gonna tell you like fucking Nas or something, you feel me? I'm gonna tell you some shit like that, you feel me? But
classic.
Yeah, some shit like that. Real lyricist with the whole shit and shit like that. I ain't gonna go say no new dude, you feel me? Because that's not really gonna be up in my thing. Well, there is hot new dudes who will give me a hot buzz, you feel me? And that'll give me a hotter buzz than Nas will give me, you feel me? For sure. But I'm old school with it, man. Lyrics matter.
I also see you have a song with Street Knowledge, who passed away recently.
Street Knowledge, yeah, bro. He cool, you feel me? Funny dude too, you feel me? He pulled up on me out there too, you feel me? We knocked down the first time I ever heard him, fool, I think he was with the Glock Team fools or something, fool, and they were slapping my music, you feel me? They were slapping my music and shit, and it was like on a Snapchat or something, you feel me? I don't know who he's with, but he was in Stockton fucking around with somebody, you feel me? And people were sending me, blasting me, hey, fool, fucking these fools are slapping your shit and shit like that. So I'm like, okay, for sure. I tap in with bro. He's like, yeah, I heard of you, bro. Let's fuck around. Let's get into some shit, you feel me? And so I'm like, all right, for sure. And me and him were fucking around since then and shit, though, you feel me? And then he pulled up on me one day. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I met bro, me and him got into a big ass argument and shit. My partners were all, whoever who watches this stuff say me and him got a big ass argument. It was hella funny that night and shit. But it was all just love, you feel me? After that, it was all love. We blew it down, you feel me? Me and bro would be hopping on the FaceTimes and clown. He was staying with some fool who I knew at the time too, and they were living together out there in Modesto or somewhere out there, and they were fucking around. And so I would FaceTime that fool. We'd be slapping the music. They'd be playing video games and shit like that. Street Knowledge was always a good dude, bro.
Why did y'all get into an argument when y'all first met?
I think it was about some weed or something. Something about like some weed or something, you feel me? And that fool was trying to get some weed or something. And I told him no or something like that, you feel me? I was like, hell nah. He's like, oh, bro, I drove all the way out here, used bro's Benz and shit like that, you feel me? I like gas money, bro. Hook it up with some weed or something like that. I don't know. We were arguing or something. I can't really remember exactly everything, but the shit was funny, you feel me? Shit was hella funny and shit. After we argued, it was awkward for a minute and shit. And then he was like, hey, bro, I fuck with you and shit like that. And it was all love, bro, like to keep it real, you feel me? But it was always love with Street Knowledge and shit. He was, a good individual too. You feel me? Smart individual too.
Rest in peace, Street Knowledge. I thank you for sharing that story. Has there been, if you want to share, has there ever been any rapper that ever did some weird shit with you or anything like that?
Weird shit, hell yeah, you feel me? But are they even motherfucking? Not really too much though. Everybody's been cool. Like I've never been like burnt on anything or nothing like that. You feel me? But I don't think like anybody is even worth mentioning their names or anything. They ain't relevant right now or nothing like that. But I got into it with some rappers before. You feel me? And I sent some fucked up when they didn't answer some fucked up text messages and shit to them. But yeah, nah, really, for the most part, everything's been cool with them.
I got you. How do you feel about like now? I guess we're seeing now in the past year or two that there's been a lot of Hispanic rappers blowing up right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And part of that's like the food community, food's gone wild, shit like that. You feel me? That's part of it.
Because it's giving
that platform,
to promote it and expose it and shit. But like, how you feel about it? You think it's
I think it's great. You feel me? Like I was just on food community last week and shit. And I was seeing those numbers rise and shit, seeing my followers rise and everything like that. You feel me? And those fools been fucking with me from the jump, and so they tapped in early and shit. Me and them been fucking with each other too. And so the food community, all that shit's cool. You feel me? That shit will get you a nice little buzz going. That shit will get you where you need to be. You feel me? That's a good little ladder.
Nah, I completely shout out to the food community too, because they always post my clips too. So I always,
yes, sir.
I be like, yeah, they all you right though. They always do great numbers. Right now, who like are you signed? Like, what's your situation as far as that?
I do distribution right now through Empire. Through Gold Toes got me, hooked up right now and everything like that. I've been fucking with Toes for the last couple projects and shit, you feel me? And me and him been functioning, and so it's been cool.
How it's been good for you to?
Oh yeah. Toes is a cool dude, you feel me? He ain't like even every time I really called him, he's either got back to me or called me or answered, you feel me? Right there on the spot, you feel me? And so he's a good dude too. He's a businessman overall.
I want to ask you this. You can speak on it if you want to or not, but. Recently, another rapper who's, I guess he's Southerner, Swifty Blue, he's actually doing business now with Gold Toes. Do you think that's good for, like, the Hispanic, like, I guess, gang culture in general of Northerners and Southerners working together?
That's a little, that's like some prison politics that's going on right now, too, you feel me? And so it's like, honestly, you feel me? I can't speak on that too much, you feel me? But I mean, Gold Toes is trying to get the bag, you feel me? He's looking at red and blue make green, you feel me? That's what he's looking at right now. And he's like, hey, if it's going on in prisons, you feel me? Why can't we do it out here on the streets and shit? I understand exactly where he's coming from. And so, I mean, it's working for him, you feel me? He's getting all these fools signed to him and shit, you feel me? And honestly, he's going to help their career and he's getting a bag off of himself, you feel me? So. Yeah. I can't see nothing wrong with it, you feel me? Really, you feel me? I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, nah, he's fucking with Gold Toes because he's doing... Nah, bro, Gold Toes is a cool nigga. He's a businessman overall, you feel me? Now, if you worked at a fast food spot, you feel me, and or a waitress or something, and the opposition came in and shit, you'd have to serve them, you feel me? Or you're going to throw your job away, you feel me? Or you're going to hit them over the head with the board and shit, you feel me, and not serve them nothing.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do if the job entitles it, you feel me? And if that's money right there, you feel me? Maybe a couple years ago, he would have turned it down, but, situation's different now.
Yeah. I think, with like, of course, with money for sure will help people put politics aside, but like, you grow older, certain things are, you're like, it's not as, it might not be, we might be able to, I mean, peace is not a bad thing, you feel me? Like, I personally don't feel that anybody wants to be like at war with somebody forever, you feel me? Like,
I mean, wars don't last forever, you feel me? Sometimes they do, you feel me? But very rarely, you feel me? And that's true, you feel me? And I think that's where they trying to bring it and everything like that. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, from when I was growing up to now, it's way different, you feel me? Like, it's not even, like, the same structure on the streets or anything anymore like that, you feel me? So it's way different nowadays. The youngsters done changed the game, you feel me? And that's for sure they did, you feel me? But everything changes after a while. Even the $100 bill, you feel me? Everything changes, you feel me? You can't keep everything the same or else, we'd still be wearing overalls and it'd be the 1800s, you feel me? So it's like clothes change, you feel me? Appearances change, everything changes, you feel me? So maybe it's changing for the best. It's kind of dying down. A lot of people banging blocks nowadays and doing different things and shit like that, you feel me? So it's different.
You dropped 2 albums this year. Let me tell you something, 1 and 2. What was the mindset when you were putting these projects together this year?
I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna drop a series. I'm I'm gonna drop a little series. You feel me? I got a third part coming up at the beginning of next year. I'm gonna do and I'm gonna really tell them something. You feel me? And I'm gonna drop Let Me Tell You Something. You feel me? And so I did. I was like, let me do like a cool little 8 to 10er. And both of them were 8 songs, and I dropped them and shit. And it was just to show people that I could rap still. You feel me? But I'm coming back hard, and I start dropping some real shit. You feel me? To get behind me, and I just been seeing the growth. Every album I drop, I see growth. I see growth in fans. I see growth in people wanting features of me. I've been seeing just growth in everything. You feel me? Feels like every time I drop an album, more money comes my way, or more business comes my way. Different eyes come my way. Different big artists tap in and shit like that. So it's different.
Yeah. Like what can we expect coming soon from you?
I'm gonna drop the Let Me Tell You Something Volume 3, the top of next year and shit like that. And I'm just gonna keep working and shit like that. You feel me? I'm gonna keep working, keep dropping visuals and everything. I think people really fucking with my sound now. You feel me? I think people, had to adjust and allow, okay, this fool's going crazy now and shit. You feel me? And then when they get into it, start slapping the CDs, they're like, God, you feel me? And they see that I've been working and shit like that. And they see the growth, you feel me? They see the growth, and they're like, okay, let's fuck with this fool. Let's give him a chance. And I think right now, a lot of people give me that chance. And they fucking with me, you feel me? So I'm like, man, I'm going to keep just delivering music, delivering hot ones for them.
What are some of the pros and cons you've experienced as an artist?
Pros and cons I experienced as an artist? I mean, the pros... Well, the pros are kind of the cons too. You feel me? The pros is that I'm hella known and I get business easier. I sell everything quicker, dogs quicker. You feel me? I'm motherfucking people want to fuck with me. You feel me? If they have something, I'm getting cooler prices and shit like that. People are apt up there, and I meet a lot of people and shit like that. So it gives me a lot of my foot in the door in other venues. You feel me? In other little ways, but the cons is that too. You feel me? I go to the store, people know who I am. You feel me? People are pulling up on me. You feel me? Like, hey, what's up, bro? I fuck with your music and shit like that. And it could be anyone, from a little black, white, Mexican kid. It don't matter. You feel me? They pull up on me and shit. They know who I am.
Do you like being known?
I mean, he has his perks. He has his perks and shit. I mean, I would rather be like tucked off with $1 million, $2 million, and not even be known at all. You feel me? Because I really don't do the social media too tough like that. I'm not really like the social media type of dude. If I posted what I did every day, people would probably be more interested in me, and they'd probably be like, "Oh shit," but I don't have the time. But I don't really fuck with that shit. And a lot of people don't even want to be recorded and shit like that. You feel me? So we just keep it on the low. Yeah. On the low.
How big was the record "It's All Fam" for you?
It's all fam, you feel me? That was a big one, bro. That was a big one for what it was and shit like that. You feel me? It was big, and that shit got me a lot of recognition back in the day too. That was like my first big one where I would go everywhere. You feel me? All through Cali, and people would recognize me and pop up on me. You feel me? If I'm at the Safeway, motherfuckers pulling up on me at the Save Marts and Rayleigh's and wherever I'm at, motherfuckers pulling up on me and shit, knowing exactly who I was. It was a big record. You feel me?
Looking back on, like, say, a record like that, which is 9 years ago, and then looking at your music today, like, do you see the growth in you as an artist?
Yeah, I see the growth. I see the growth in my artist for sure, and not only just my lyrics, you feel me, and the beats and everything. You feel me? I see the growth in myself for sure. You feel me?
When you were first like getting into rapping, like, what was people's initial reaction? Were they fucking with it? Were they not fucking with it?
They were fucking with it immediately. I'm off the Dat Piff mixtapes that I was just dropping fucking around. People were fucking with it, you feel me? I was getting a lot of exposure from it and everything even back then. It felt like I had like this in my career, you feel me? I'd go up, I'd be hella known, you feel me? Features are selling, everything's going good and shit. And then I'd go, dormant for a while and people ain't hearing from me and shit for a minute. I'm in the streets and shit like that. Then I'm going back up, you feel me? Getting hot again and shit though, you feel me? Going up on another one and shit. Top of the roller coaster, then we going down, you feel me? And a lot of things had to go do with it, you feel me? From everything from, hustling, money, fucking around with, fucking pills and shit like that, everything, you feel me? Being lazy, you feel me? Having kids, all that shit, just different points in my life, you feel me? Life's hard, you feel me? Feel like be going through hella shit, you feel me? And you can't always just be up in the studio rapping and shit, you feel me? You got bills to pay, all that shit, you feel me?
What was your, like, involvement with the pills and, like, you used to sip lean and everything, like?
Oh yeah, bro. I started doing like these pills and shit when I was like 13 years old. You feel me? Hella young, and like doing coke and shit like that at a young age and shit, like 8th grade, 9th grade and shit, smoking weed young. How
does someone so young get access to like coke? Like, I I see? I seen Colgate in like high school and shit, but like.
The older homies, they bust down and
gotcha,
shit.
Because are you around older people?
They be busting down and shit, you feel me? And like, you want one for? Hell yeah, boom, let me try this shit out. Boom. And then I'm like, people are throwing their money on weed. I'm like, nah, throw that shit on the powwow, man. Let's get on, man. You don't throw your money on weed and shit like that. We got weed and shit. But now I don't even fuck with that shit no more like that. You feel me?
Why did you stop?
That shit started making me have anxiety, bro. Like, I would do, like, balls a night and shit, you feel me? I was a dude who would have it all access I needed and shit like that for years, too. And they started giving me anxiety, bro. That shit started giving me anxiety, making me feel weird and shit. So then I started liking the pills. I always did, like, the oxys back in the day, fucking around with those and shit like that, you feel me? I was always fucking around with those. But then syrup, oxys, pills, all that was going on. And when I'm like 18, 19 years old, I'm thinking you could do this shit every day and shit. Yeah. I'm popping the Norcos, drinking syrup every day. Syrup's like $10 a line at the time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's like $10 a line at the time.
That's crazy.
I'm sipping as much as I want. It's like 2010, bro, 2011 and shit, you feel me? I'm drinking as much as I want, popping as much as I want. Norcos, $2, $3, you feel me? I'm getting as high as I want all day and shit. I'm doing this for 30 days straight, thinking nothing's gonna happen. Then you starting to get sick. The sweats are starting to come in, you feel me? You don't do it for like 2-3 days and shit, you throwing up, you feel me? You don't want to leave the bed and shit like that. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm kicking. I'm Googling what the fuck's going on, you feel me? I'm like, it has to be from the drugs, not doing them and shit. I'm kicking. And I'm like, that's what they do off heroin. I didn't think you could do this shit off syrup and pills and shit, but I was young still. I was like 19 still at the time. And so I'm like fucking, maybe I was like 18 at the time. And so I don't really know like that, you feel me? So then I learned. I'm like, I ain't going back there, you feel me? And I was like a responsible sipper, you feel me? Like I would sip up and shit. If I started feeling myself getting weird or something, hey bro, I gotta kick that shit for like a week and shit like that. I would start to feel the onsets of that shit. Hell no, we kicking that shit for a week and shit like that. We ain't trying to kick.
I have heard about the withdrawals from that shit for sure. It's funny because I've only sipped lean 2 times in my whole life. Back in the day, niggas used to like do lean blunts and put it on like the inside or outside.
Yeah, I've done that before, but I don't like to do that, bro. Because honestly, bro, first of all, who knows what those chemicals are you're smoking up in your lungs?
That's what I really start thinking. I was like, what the fuck is in there?
And second of all, I can't taste the weed. Yeah. I'm tasting all this syrup shit. You feel me? I'm trying to taste the good weed. I ain't trying to taste the syrup.
What made you want to get into selling Frenchies?
Frenchies, okay, that was a lucrative business. I've always been into the dogs, you feel me? I used to breed the American bullies, the pit bulls, all that type of shit. I always bred dogs, you feel me? But then I fell back for a couple of years and shit like that. And then like in like 2017, I started getting Frenchies just as pets. I was like, oh, these little dogs are tight. Fool, let me get a couple of them and shit, you feel me? I got them with the intentions of breeding them. And then they were just getting popping and more popping and shit. I'm like, okay, we breeding them and shit like that. And so I started breeding them, and I dropped my first litter and shit, you feel me? And I made like $30K off that shit. And once I touched that $30K, I was like, I could do this, you feel me? 6 months later, I'm another $25-$30K in off the next litter and shit. And this is like all in 7 months, I made $60K and shit like this. Now we pushing, you feel me? We getting some bread off this shit.
Nah, Frenchies is definitely a lucrative business. I feel like right now, I didn't know how much money dogs were worth, like growing up. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, especially right now, like the Isabellas, the Fluffies, the Kois, the Pinks, all those motherfuckers.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck the Fluffies came from.
Okay, the Fluffy, some people say it came from a Pomsky and shit like that. That's what I believe and shit. And like Diego from Designer Unique Essex, he's the one who like really brought the Fluffies out and started doing that shit. And he came out with the Fluffies, and I think he bred it to a Pomeranian first, but he didn't like the hair it had. Yeah. And the Pomskys, it kind of made the hair a little bit more up like that. Yeah. And so he's like, let's do it to a Pomsky. They probably breed it to a Pomsky, breed it back to a Pomeranian and keep that fluffy gene in it, or breed it back to a French bulldog and keep that fluffy gene up in it until it looks like a Frenchie again. And then that's kind of how you do it and shit like that. So that's how the fluffies came about and shit. And right now they're going for good money too. You feel me?
Is that the most expensive dog right now, you would say?
Nah, they got pinks out there right now.
What is that?
Pink, when they first came out, they were selling for like $880,000, you feel me? And
oh my God.
Like I know Carlos out of top of the line Frenchies, he bought him for like something like that, like $800,000-$900,000, you feel me? And
what the fuck?
And
one dog?
One dog, you feel me? But it had the pink gene. He was the first one out here with the pink gene.
What is the
it's a CAL gene. It's called like a CAL gene, and it's like pretty much puts pink in the dog. You feel me? It's an albino gene, really. That's what it really is, an albino gene, and it makes the dog pink. So you sell a carrier for like a couple months ago. I know carriers were going like $75K for a carrier, you feel me? Just one puppy that carried it. And if it's a visual pink, right now, I mean, dog prices are a little bit down from the recession and everything like that, but you can still make a lot of money off the pinks, the kois, the huskies. They like the ones that look like huskies, the little Frenchies that look like huskies. Damn. Those are pretty popping right now too. And you go to YouTube, you can look. You can go to YouTube and look up that he just got motherfucking sold one of those for like $1 million. He wanted $1.2 million.
That's honestly crazy. I didn't even know that dogs were going for that much.
Well, see, me, I started just putting good little bloodlines up in my camp and everything like that, and it made my dogs just easier to sell. I had quality. They were like, God damn, he got quality French bulldogs. They're small, they're dope, everything like that. So it made my shit just sell. I went out there immediately, got quality, paid for stud fees that had quality. I'm getting no cap bloodlines, all these type of shit, you know, West Coast guideline, all this type of shit in my camp. And then I'm just, it makes it easier to sell, you feel me? And my dogs are coming out looking hella tight. They're all coming out micro, everything like that. And so it was just a lovely push.
Nah, I rock with that. I think it's super tight. I don't know if I would breed dogs, but I definitely want to have like at least a couple dogs at one point at some point in time in the future. If you could relive your life, is there anything you would change?
Nah, I think I got here to this day because of everything that I've really went through and learned and everything. Yeah, I probably could have been, you know, if I go back and relive my life right now, I could probably make myself richer quicker, probably make myself, you know, live longer with some of the stuff I know now, you feel me? But honestly, I'm cool with everything, how it came out, you feel me? I'm standing right here right now. I'm cool, you feel me? I'm cool with where I've been and where I'm going.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned since you've been in the music industry?
Man, you know, business is business. You feel me? Business is business. You feel me? Like, you know, they might fuck with you heavy and shit. You feel me? But business can make them step over you. Business can make them fall back from you too. You feel me? If you have some shit going on with yourself and they can't associate their brand with you, they might have to step back from you too. Or if you're up, you feel me? People might have to fuck with you too. You feel me? Business is business. You feel me? And that's one thing that you learn and shit. And you know, sometimes that rapper might say no, he doesn't want to fuck with you and shit like that. Maybe never DMs you back, everything like that. Business is business. You can't be mad. You can't personally hate them and shit like that. You know, people might fuck with you for a song, never talk to you again. You feel me? Business is business. You feel me? You got to realize you met them in the business world. You feel me? Until it becomes personal, it's business.
What have you learned from the streets that was able to transfer over to the music industry?
A lot to keep it real with you. I learned how to be stiff. I learned how to be smart. I learned how to, you know, approach people the right way. I learned how to move. I learned respect. I learned a lot of respect from the streets. I learned how to be respectful. I learned how, you know, I ain't just no fool out here, you feel me? I got the knowledge up in my head.
Is there anything that you want to address before you get out of here?
Nah, man, just be on the lookout for everything that I got going. You know, it was great doing this interview. You know, check me out on Instagram. Like I said, Yoey The Fundraiser on Instagram, YouTube, Yoey The Fundraiser, all that. And that pretty much concludes it, bro.
What advice would you give to the younger you? Say you was able to go back into a room and see your younger 12-year-old self, 15-year-old self. What would you tell them?
If I could go back to a 12, 15-year-old me, I would tell them to honestly just, you know, sharpen up, you feel me? Sharpen up, you feel me? I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a lot of my family being incarcerated. I hurt a lot of my family, how I acted and everything like that, you feel me? And you don't have to go that tough guy act and shit like that. You don't have to go that. You don't have to go fight for respect and anything. I would rather my kids go be executives at a business, you feel me? Go get put on somewhere and be working at 16 or to graduate high school than to be earning their name in the streets and shit like that, you feel me? I would rather them proceed and to, you know, become something bigger than what I am, you feel me? If you do the same thing as me, then our last name ain't growing, you feel me? You got to do something bigger than me, and then your kid's bigger than you, and let's keep on steering this shit into the right column, you feel me? Instead of going to the left where the tragedies and the deaths and the addictions and all that are, you feel me? I've already lost a lot of my family members and shit like that. I don't want my kids to go through the same shit.
Nah, I completely agree with you on that. It should be a ladder. Everybody taking at least a couple steps above the next. Once again, I appreciate you coming through for doing this interview. I know the fans gonna love this, so I appreciate you driving out here too to get this done.
Hell yeah.
Y'all make sure to follow him on Instagram. New music out on Apple Music and all platforms right now. We got Yoey The Fundraiser. I appreciate you pulling up. You locked in with the Innovators. You already know we got the best interviews.
I appreciate you too, bro. Hell yeah.